Good morning, everyone. All right, let's start out with a little mantra. I am healthy. I am happy. I am abundant. I am beautiful. And now let's go ahead and take our deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Okay, so I hope you guys are all doing good today. I'm going to throw the dice today on my cards and see what they come up. And again, there's one die, three dice, or three die. There's one with numbers on it, one with the planets, and one with the signs on it. So let's see what's going on. I'm still not positive about the North Node and South Node. I know that's the right symbol, but the way it reads with the line, I assume that's supposed to be the bottom, because it's on a dice. So they want to show you which is the bottom, and the top puts the same symbol for the North and South Node. Just one is upside down from the other. All right, so for everybody today, for the twin flames, all right, we have the number 12. It's front and center, which is wisdom, and the end of the cycle, right? So number 12. We have, and I'm going to leave those out so I remember what they are. I'm going to put them over here so I don't lose them. Okay. We have Neptune, I believe, here. Okay, so Neptune, very dreamy type energies, that everything is possible. Maybe that's, nope, that's not Neptune. Hold on. I'm not quite clear on every planet yet. I get a few of them completed. I guess that's Pluto that I'm confused with. Let's see here. So that one's Neptune. This one's Pluto. Yeah, it's Pluto. So I get them confused. So Pluto, which is, that's like huge, worldwide transformation. Pluto. Okay. And let's see. And then we have Virgo, a little bit of my energy today. Okay, so we have Virgo in the emerald. Okay, so we'll leave them there. I have a union read for you for the 4D, 5D, 6D, and the twin flame read today. I'm going to show you the pictures here. Okay, so first the union read here. And again, for those of you not familiar with my setup, we have the 4D here, 5D, 6D on the top row. The incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies, and the closing energies over here. The vertical is the feminine on the left, masculine on the right, and the bridge between in the center. Front and center is the theme today. Okay, and then we have the read in front of you, the twin flame read, the main setup with the SIRIAN STARSEED deck here. And, I didn't take a picture of the read in front of you, which I can do now really quickly. If you just bear with me for a second. All right, just so you can see it more clearly. I'm hot. Is it hot out today? I don't know. I haven't been outside yet. It feels very humid. But it hasn't been, really warm past few days. All right, so this is the full read in front of you. Okay, and I was talking to my daughter yesterday about the temperature stuff. So, and she reminded me, if someone does want to take your temperature, that they can point the gun at your wrist instead of your forehead. So go ahead and offer your wrist. That may be a good idea. So we have the union read here at 8:40 last night on the 24th, and today's the 25th of April. The 24th was the 32, was it? 28, 30, 32, 33 yesterday. Today's the 34. Okay, so the Christ vibration was yesterday, along with the Queen of Wands. And then today is the 25 of the Knight of Wands, along with the 34, which is the 8 of Wands. That, very busy back and forth, the energy exchange, a lot of communication or travel back and forth, or a lot of art. It's positive if it's upright. If it was in a negative sense, it'd be a lot of arguing, not telling their true feelings, that kind of energy. But just that can be very frenetic energy or very progressive energy. A lot of back and forth. It can be very good or very negative. So we have the underlying energy of the Six of Cups here. The children, hugging each other, the inner children. And then the 10 of Cups in the middle of the union read. And then the 3 of Pentacles at the end of the read, which for me is the co-creation card, the Trinity. The tri, ni, tie. The trying, the show of power, the nigh, and then TY, which is thank you, gratitude. So we have soul ties, loving each other, appreciating loving family and stable workplace, finding gratitude in your situation, unable to be the star without the love and support of the family and friends. The incoming divine feminine, the Ace of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. The new life offered, the breakthrough, and the taking a break. Being open and present to the flame. And then open book test came up, which came up yesterday as well. By the jetties on the beach, perhaps, present to the triangle with the flame at the peak. The 4D here is the Starseed, which is the Fool, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. The divine feminine with a big download to the crown. Oh, that's funny, because I was watching a lot of the crown last night, so there's a lot of messages coming up from the crown. The divine feminine with a big download to the crown from the 10 of Cups, family love. The ice ball to cool her off or put out some fires in a hot place. A fresh start with the divine masculine leading the way. The head honcho with flame in hand, getting organized for cell division. The fire drill that I brought up before, where when cells divide, it's like a fire drill. The kids stop running around. It's like the teacher saying, kids, stop running around and line up single file and pay attention. Bridging by the hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave. Being in a cold place is more preserving, and the ice provides light naturally with its reflection. The Fool and the Journeyman, one clobbered and one singled out above the rest. The clobbered one then went into a dream. So I read the news today. Oh boy, a day in the life. 4,000 holes in Blackburn, Lancashire, and through the holes, and though the holes were rather small, they had to count them all, right? There is no one too small. Now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. And we were just talking about the Hall of Records too. I'd love to turn you on. So in the 5D here is the 8 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, and the 4 of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine working it out at the E Tower, the Energy Tower. Again, talking about my safety pin, gathering energy from the sun and from your meditation, from your internal central sun and from the sun outside. The E Tower, preparing the path with the crystal and sparkles along the way. The Divine Masculine in the Batcave, thinking long and hard about safety and security or root chakra issues. A strong foundation. Bridging by the 10 of Cups, building a family from the ground up, with lots of emotional support where only one shines at the top, paying it forward through the pyramid. The bottom rung below is the rainbow. The bottom rung that's below the rainbow is falling away, then leaving 6 in a pod, unable to rise above the falls. Like, oh no, we're losing all the older ones. They're fading away. The divine feminine with the 8 smaller crystals above ground, the divine masculine with the 4 big ones below ground in the cave. But what brings them together is family and emotional fulfillment here. And that's all the 5D, right? Heaven on earth. The 6D is the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. The divine feminine exuding love, the divine masculine floating on air, bridging the 2 of them through the messenger of truth, grounding on a rock under a tree. And that can be the boredom card, right? Where you're sitting there contemplating, grounding, integrating what you've learned. It may seem like boredom or apathy, but it's really an energy to allow the energies that you've just experienced to pass through you and allow them. The divine feminine with a new idea, perhaps to work outside, to get yard work done, or get the yard under control so that you can feel fresh and clean. The divine masculine leading the way down to the bat cave and then up to heaven at the beach. The bridge going here, going back down, the bridge between in the 60s, going back down to be with family you love and continuing to send the messages above at 8 or 9:27 here, the Hermit and the Ace of Wands, that third flame. So the outgoing divine masculine is the Page of Swords, alchemy, and the Hanging Man. Perhaps in the mountains with snow instead of Figaro. I don't know why Figaro is coming up. And I was actually getting, instead of Figaro, Sikaro. So please tell me if that means something to one of you. Figaro, or Sikaro. Alki, Hanging Man. So definitely maybe someone who's dealing with alcohol issues, whether it's their own or someone they love. And then the message of patience and seeing new perspectives. And then co-creating. Try show of power with gratitude, which is the Trinity. Try, nigh, tie. Okay, so this union read came out with the number 53 again. Again, the Knight of Swords, which we kind of ended on that energy. The Messenger of Truth, which is also the Knight in Shining Armor. And also apparently in this card is the one sitting under the tree, grounding. The horizontal pillars were 12, 22, and 19 with the Hanging Man, the Fool, and the Sun. And then the horizontal pillars came out to 7, 4, 3, which actually 43 is written that way, 43/7. And then 9, 15, 12, 3, and 53. So the message coming up around hanging out, the Fool and the Sun, right, with an open heart, taking a leap of faith, and the Sun, enjoying sunshine and vacation, sending messages, so in a very relaxed environment. And then we also have the Chariot, Emperor, and the Empress, the Hermit and the Devil, the Hanging Man, and the Empress again, which can be Gaia, or abundance. So driving, traveling, or moving the Emperor and Empress to be alone in their codependency, hanging out with abundance, Mother Earth, and sending messages. I heard the news today, oh boy, okay. So also we have the 43/7, which I brought up, which is the Three of Cups coming together. The Hermit, the Devil, and hanging out together on Mother Earth, which is that grounding mechanism, and sending messages, the Knight of Swords. So then we go to the Twin Flame read at 10 p.m. last night, which is a SIRIAN Starseed deck. And 10 o'clock is 3 zeros behind the 1. It's the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, backed up by double zeros, source, human embodiment of source energy. And then at 10:10, the height of crystals came up, which again is being Christ-like or crystals or cry stalls, the need to grieve and process. And then also our why stalls. So it's like saying, this is why, this is our why, that stalls have been going on. This is also why the path is like it is. Okay, so just saying you, at the height of the crystals, the height of being your high vibrational self is why a situation is like it is, because as we bring up the light, don't forget, it brings out what was in the dark. It's no longer in the dark. Now you're seeing the negative energies, so it's not actually getting worse, it's getting better, but you actually see things like an energy loop. That's why there's retrogrades. You go up and then you come back a little bit. You go up higher and then you come back a little bit. So the finished read with all the clarifiers in this 7-deck read, for those of you not familiar, we have the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the main deck. We have Rider-Waite Mini. We have Romance Angels, the Tarot of Sexual Magic. We have the Numerology deck. We have the Gilded Tarot and the Universal Golden Tarot. And I always pull Oracle cards at the end as well. So, and we're going to do again the Tarot of Dreams and the Animal Spirit Guidebook. So we have at 10:25, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Wands, which is today's day. Today adds up to the 25. Or actually, I'm sorry, today is the 25th. And it adds up to the 34. We have the Chariot as Major Arcana, as the only card in the read. Before the read, Guidance or the Hierophant came up, and after the read, Ascension or the World, and Transition or Death came up. We have 4 Wands, 5 Pentacles, 1 Cup, and that was it. So there were no swords in the main part of the read. So it was very much about the Pentacles and the Wands here, which is money, but also material things, the things of day-to-day life, time, money, effort. And then the 4 Wands, there's a lot of wand energy too, which is all about passion and movement. So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And before the read was the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. And then after the read, the Queen of Pentacles came up. So quite a few characters here. We have 3 queens, the Queen of Cups, Pentacles. I wrote that twice, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Queen of... So the Queen of Cups is after the read, not the Queen of Pentacles. No, it was before the read. So, oh, okay, that's right. All right, it's the 9 of Pentacles. I thought it was the Queen. Okay, but it's not. It's the 9 of Pentacles after the read, which is that Sovereign. Okay. So there were no numerology cards on the code line today, but the numbers added up to 5220. All right, so 5,220. So let me know if that resonates with someone. It's also the number 522 backed up by source embodiment, right? The source energy. And my voice is going a little bit. So there's something about maybe the year 5220, but it's coming from 5210 and then another 10. So it could have been a time span between 5210 and 5220. I don't know if that's significant to anyone. But also the number 27 was coming up here with the Ace of Wands. So the message coming up from the code line today, and the numbers here first. The numbers, we had double 3s, double 5s, double 8s, and double 10s. So all 4 of those numbers were very significant today. The 33 of the Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself. 55 of the Ace of Swords, the Truth, Excalibur. 88 of the Dance of the Twins, both being bounced between their masculine and feminine, doing the dance. And then the 1010 of that very high vibration. And then the code line number being 5220. And then we also have 35 of the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands. The 58 of the 4 of Swords, being very significant. And the 810, which is 0 behind 81, for me is the end of karma around the world. We also have anything else here that was significant? So 23, the King of Wands, 34, the 8 of Wands, 45, the 5 of Cups. And then 89 is the Phi energy for me. And again, that 910, begin again, reminder of that. Begin again and again and again, coming back to center. You expand, then you need to rebalance again, coming back to 0 point. So the message here that was coming up on the code line with no numerology card, but the number that was very big, say M, which comes up as the way from Elena Denon and the Pleiadians. She says the Pleiadians call God Imana. And it's probably not spelled this way, but for me it sounds like Imana, which also is I, which I think the way some people spell it. But I always see it as E-M, like M, Imana. Say Imana, which is that feminine godhead, the alternating currents. AC/DC was coming up here. And the number 52 again. 52 is the Queen of Swords. And the 10 of expanding and contracting, and the 10 again of Cups, which is that emotional fulfillment, the happy family. To see the key that you are. I am, right? So you are is the group way of saying I am. That everyone is. I am that I am. Say am. I am. So they're saying I am as well, right? That's why it's Imana, I am. Say Imana with alternating currents. AC/DC between your masculine and feminine. The 52 of the Queen of Swords. The 10 of the high vibration, expanding and contracting. The destiny of the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment and family. And seeing the key that not only I am that I am, but you are that you are. So also the essay was coming up again, which came up the other day. Perhaps someone's supposed to write an essay, write your journal. The essay can also be an essay or a test like labs. That was coming up again. And also the Samak, S-A-M-A-C, the single man, the bachelor, the loner, the lone wolf. That single man, that lone wolf. And the Queen of Swords in her high vibration destiny, expanding and contracting with the 10 of Cups family, right? The heaven on earth family, seeing the key, emotionally fulfilled, of one who works magic, miracles, without having to put any energy into it. It just naturally is. Also, the essay was coming up, but the Mach 5 and the 2 in high vibration, to stare or gaze of. Testing the Mach 5. 2 high vibes, receiving stares to be gazed at. Love to be adored. And it's like the crown, you know, that the prince and the princess and the queen are all loved and adored. It's kind of that energy. And actually, when I was watching The Crown, Diana was getting lots of attention right here. So test Mach 5, 2 high vibes, receiving stares, to be ones to be gazed at, the twins, loved, and see the key to making magic, making people feel good and rise their vibrations without efforting, with just being love. And this is also teaching other people how to just be love. You don't have to effort so hard to do everything. You just need to be. You are that you are. I am that I am. The 3 of Wands starts out the read upright, and beneath it, 5 cards down, and then 5 cards forward at the end, making the read a 21 card read, actually, the completion of the world. We have the Queen of Cups from the bottom up, the King of Wands reversed, the 3 of Swords, and then the Knight of Cups upright, and Guidance upright here, and then the 3 of Wands on top. Okay, so here's the three of Flames in this deck. Wands are flames in this deck, and the mini cards on top, and then the 5 cards down, which I have spread out there. So the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands reversed, perhaps with heart issues or in separation from the Knight of Cups is guidance, a gift. Maybe somebody recognizing all of a sudden that the Knight of Cups was a gift to them that they had turned away from. The Queen of Cups upright, the King of Wands reversed. And then the separation from the Knight of Cups, which could be someone related to the Queen of Cups here. It could be a younger sibling who gives guidance of a gift. It also could be the Queen of Cups message of love. It also could be the Queen of Cups with someone, when maybe she should really be with the Knight of Cups, because they're both upright here. The King of Wands is reversed. The Queen and her little sister, perhaps, and being very present in the moment, finding gratitude. And my daughter brought this up in her phone call yesterday, how after seeing a horrific accident, how grateful she felt and just, having survived that situation. And then in the Crown last night was coming up too, because the scene about the Queen's sister getting sick and having emergency surgery. That true appreciation, when you have those emergency, how it really truly brings you into the moment to feel the gratitude for what you have, right? And not complain about the things you don't. So running from hard work or having it taken away by the King of Swords, or perhaps a cold man, offering a new life is of no consequence to him. At 1206, which is the Hanging Man and the Lovers. Or that could mean time, money, and effort are of no consequence to him. He's upright, but he's, he's staring forward. He's not paying attention to anyone. He's in his own truth and not allowing any other energies like kind of to penetrate his field. So we have conflict, battle, competition, or the pursuit of happiness. It depends on your perspective. Struggling to find balance, to share, to be charitable, to settle or settle out. The wounded warrior from dysfunctional family without one-to-one affection. Broken, stuck, broke down, broke up, broke in, broken in, broke through. You either do it or you are left behind. And that was very much the energy of the Crown series as well. Cancer was reversed here, Libra and Taurus both upright. Left behind, present to justice, truth, and balance. Finding out a family secret, those with mental issues locked away. Present to justice, stepping on a landmine, speaking to a therapist, someone who can agree with you that you were the injured party, and so that you can allow it to go through you and then let go of it. The impatient fallen angel, the church and state, finding God versus royalty, and the dependent and powerless, the loss of power, money, and independence, the loss of status and the loss of rank, the daughter of a king or an emperor, and the Church of England coming up here, owned, in other words, never to have their own identity, a ward of the state, a ward of the patriarchy, the boys, and that, the mentally ill being the ward of the state. Here coming up the ward of the patriarchy, the boys' club, and the women who have been considered one of them, the reunion of the harsh truth, the rehab, the psych wards, and the rehab and MASH units, or actually the hospitals and psych wards, the rehab units and MASH units, the big love offered to the sovereign reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which can be, someone in power and their sibling. Sagittarius reversed, Aries and Taurus both upright, becoming more distant, siblings finding their own point of views, and then perhaps coming back together again after that, finding more gratefulness, or perhaps falling away of a situation that doesn't serve you anymore. Heart-to-heart conversations coming up here, and beneath it, flirt for the twins. The reunion to offer the truth and love to dependence. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Sovereign reversed, no longer obsessing or now allowing a change in perspective, a change of the ways. Remember, the Sovereign has to go by the rules. This is about all of a sudden the Sovereign no longer following their own rules, seeing that there is room for change. No longer obsessing, and the Knight of Pentacles no longer trying to offer something healthier, a different perspective. If she dies of a broken heart, so be it. It's always everyone's choice to choose what they want for their life. 2, no longer willing to obsess over true love or to be second prize, second place, number 2 son or number 2 daughter, where only the first one counts, and yet the last one is the mother's favorite. Perseverance comes up with number 4, and change beneath it, number 5, the Emperor and the Hierophant. Again, the church and state energy. The state being the perseverance, the church being the change that needs to be had. Standing up for human rights and not backing down to the Queen of Swords reversed or the Knight of Wands reversed. Those who are negative and perhaps unreliable, or perhaps they're bitchy and players, or scorned and paralyzed by their passions. The unhappy family, or the end to an emotional cycle that's so over, chronically suffering and trying to end the nightmare, working into the night, the Emperor upright, worried about his people who may not have jobs, the injured and the ill, the death and the end, the transition and the dark night of the soul, the lack of affection here, a breakup, the opposite of surrender, the dark cello, the bulbs that have been planted in the ground right now, just waiting for their own arrival and bloom. The 5 and 6 is 11, the 11th hour, the Hierophant and the Lovers, the time just before the prior, the priory, waiting for bad news, a diagnosis, a result of a surgery, or peace talks gone wrong, lovers' irreconcilable differences, with Aries, Scorpio upright, and Gemini reversed here at 105, the Magician and the Hierophant. No love loss here, or present when justice prevails with those powerless to the powers that be at 105, the magician and the Hierophant. Now here's the energy between two different types of religion, right? The Hierophant, which is the traditional church, and the magician, who makes their own magic. The Sovereign reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Persevere. Right? Here comes up the Sovereign, who's leaving their sovereignty and perhaps joining their siblings. Persevering, neither of them giving up on what's true to them. The underlying energy for this whole read has to do with the King of Wands reversed on a journey to the King of Cups reversed. Right? A negative to a negative. King of Wands reversed can be tired, exhausted, sick, or it can be a physical abuser. The King of Cups reversed can just be feeling moody and emotional because he's tired. Or he can be completely emotionally detached and unavailable. Or he can be over-emotional and perhaps a drunk. So we have, going forward after this read, then the walking away and traveling to more peaceful waters, getting away with something or feeling guilt and shame about getting away with something, in a painful ending or ending pain and betrayal, and a big announcement, a judgment call, a wake-up call, as the King of Cups reversed separates on a journey. In the recent past here is the Ten of Wands upright, the weight of the world, the burdens of the King of Wands and the King of Cups. They came up twice together here, side by side and reversed. Climbing up out of the dungeon to face the wounded warrior, holding on to the Queen of Cups. In a heated debate, releasing anxieties, imprisonment, the world, completion, coming full circle. The King of Pentacles now added, another king reversed, overworked, along with the Sovereign. So now we have three kings reversed. The only king that was upright is the King of Swords here. And the Emperor is upright as well. So the King of Swords could very well be the Emperor. He could be an air sign. Perhaps with Aries in their chart as well. So three kings and a sovereign all reversed, and this is like the woman who's in the boys' club. Yet the Queen of Cups upright stands upright. Perhaps, and this is the one who's, has a loving heart. And so think about this. Is the sovereign in this situation, is it the, I'm just blanking out. Note in your life, maybe the one that you always thought of in a leadership position a certain way, maybe two feminines who are in that boys' club, right? They're acting like the men. They had to become like the men to be one of them. Which one is, and there's that thing between church and state, right? Which one is actually the sovereign, and this is now the sovereign reverse, letting go of her stubborn ways, and then which one is the Queen of Cups, who has always been in her heart with kindness and intuitiveness. And it's about the Queen of Cups coming up here, standing upright. Perhaps she could be a Pisces energy here. She could be the divine feminine, the Queen of Cups here, with the world on her side, and it's coming up like Princess Diana. A competition between two head women amongst the patriarchy. So again, there's that very interesting play of women against each other within the community that they had to mold themselves to get into in the first place, and now find themselves not coming up against the men, but coming up against another female leader. And then the energy of Diana as well, being a younger woman who has never been okay with having to become not herself. I mean, she wasn't being herself in the beginning, which is why she had issues with her own self, but never willing to bow down, regarding our children, the people that we love. The foundation here is the Five of Wands upright, the conflicted, the sadness, the regret around the world, with the sealed divine feminine, being present to the Fool reverse, the Magician reverse, the foolishness and insecurity of lacking faith, and the inability to manifest for yourself. The center energy being the Five of Pentacles upright, the two out in the cold, the two at war in a heated debate, and both guarded, right? Both are being heavily guarded so that the word doesn't get out, so it doesn't cause more conflict. The Knight of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, lashing out and frustrated in a union. And then there's the Emperor, the masculine control. The challenge being the Ten of Cups upright, the happy family, the way it looks. We have to look like the happy family. We have to find our emotional fulfillment, whether you're happy or not. The happy ending in the choice of path to implement a strategy of arrogance or depression, a need to heal a situation, suffering in silence, the sister, the purging, the not sleeping and stressed out, choosing a path destined, the Queen of Wands reversed, to be unliked and then be angry. The disappointment and walking away from the Page of Cups, the immature message of love, or deemed the childish one. The Queen of Swords reversed, offering an olive branch, standing up to the Queen of Swords reversed, so perhaps another air sign, or to herself, presenting the truth to the Six of Cups, the children or the inner children, like two children on the outs, comparing their childhoods, their backgrounds, to prove their worth, to prove they've earned the right to defend their wounds, to prove their worth to decide for others, one more over the other, where actually no one has the right to decide for another. The King of Wands reversed, without counsel, burdened and feeling guilty, exposing foolish behavior. And now is the Four of Pentacles upright, the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, presented with the whole truth, letting go and laying their cards on the table, reaping the rewards of now the change of tides. Now everyone is all of a sudden standing up to be who they are, as opposed to what society has forced them to be, their true selves. Here is now the Emperor to be, as in like Charles in The Crown, letting go and laying their cards on the table, reaping the rewards of the Page of Pentacles reversed. The opportunistic child or ex-lover, needing affection, finding a way to profit. The truth presented here, the passion received, the growth, the creativity of coming out of an announcement, a judgment, a wake-up call, that they can't hide away in the cave any longer, as the Ten of Cups, the illusion of that happy family, sends them away to war, to work, or to mess up on their own, and then keep it to themselves at 148, which is the Magician, and the Eight of Cups of walking away and within, like knowing when to walk away and not having to explain your story. And that came up yesterday. I think it was with Aquarius, that instead of telling your story, to sing instead. The dark night, death, and transition of conflict. And the struggle to keep quiet. And here again, the 148 comes up. The being silenced, keeping quiet. The Page of Pentacles reversed with a missed opportunity, unable to get something off the ground. Stuck and blocked in a falling out, with childhood issues arising in order to move to peace after the running of the bulls. The stubborn, the egotistical, and the Emperor perhaps at their vacation home, or a marriage, justice of a happy occasion, and a need to head or heal family imbalances, their differences. This is very much about, the unfolding of the family structure. And it's not specifically about anybody in England or the information about the crown. It has to do with everyone's truth. After having grown up in a family where you all had to hide your true self, everyone, as you get older, when you start to get older, you look back on your life. This is the Chiron return too, around 50 years old. You start looking back on your life and realizing that you weren't being your authentic self, that people were controlling you, and you didn't stand up for them. And then all of a sudden, as you get older, you realize, I'm not putting up with that anymore. I'm getting too old for that. I'm not going to be around much longer. So it's that natural progression of healing yourself. But now it's been sped up exponentially with the ascension. So now you're going to see children going through this as opposed to only people going through Chiron return. Burdened by the guilt of exposing which was the more foolish behavior. The one who did the foolish behavior or the one calling them out on their foolish behavior. With Taurus reversed, Leo, Capricorn, Cancer, and Scorpio all upright, soon for the twins is the Page of Wands reversed, feeling frustrated, feeling uninspired, that a decision was made, bringing good news after with less than positive response to that good news, perhaps with rumors of lying and spying, and then, that whatever always happens in the media every day. The King of Pentacles reversed and the Empress reversed, being strong, taming the beast, seeing synchronicities, and tempted by the one, and offering big love in a 5D connection at night with the Queen of Pentacles, knowing and keeping quiet about epiphanies, sudden events, or perhaps spontaneous orgasm. Perhaps good news brought in, but presented in a negative way, or perceived that way. The Page of Wands reversed and the Page of Swords reversed, putting up their dukes. Right? That could be two children, two inner children, starting a fight with each other. Who's right and who's wrong? And the Twin Flames and the Two of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps were shot before their surrendering, which came up about me being shot with the temperature gun a couple days ago. The Hermit reversed, over isolating, overworked, coming out in disconnect or a distance, starting over and released suddenly but stuck, unable to move forward. The past life relationship, retreat, and you deserve love all come up for the twins here, with Virgo reversed, Scorpio upright here, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed in pursuit of ending pain and betrayal. The Knight of Cups being love, and the High Priestess reversed, the secret passion and loss of family or family dysfunction. Could be two Queen of Pentacles here. The block here being the Chariot reversed, the stuckness, the fight or flight, the chaos, and at night strategizing, offering of love. Perhaps a meal out with the King of Cups reversed, who's been overworked, or to discuss things that are just not working out. Home over isolating and perhaps burdened with too much work. Feeling guilt and shame, exposing all, or being happy and fully energized and yet falling on their face or from grace. Lacking faith, embarrassing self. Exposing lovers or not working, on vacation and just being in the sun. Or the Emperor upright and my three sons, or siblings or partners here. Leo upright, Virgo and Aries reversed. Libra upright, Aquarius reversed, and Gemini upright. Suffering in silence or dealing with sister, trying to end the nightmare. Around the world. Completion, a heated debate. The Queen of the Sovereign actually reversed here. And this could be someone who was a Queen of Pentacles who has been then demoted to Sovereign reversed, a dependent. In death, an end, a transition, Dark Night of the Soul, right? A queen being humbled into being a dependent. Awakening and illumination here. The Three of Wands upright, being present to conflict and lack of surrender. To the Queen of Pentacles and the dysfunction of the family, business, or community. Being out in the cold, challenged by the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment, with the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated and stuck, and the Divine Masculine in the Batcave, an avalanche, swept away, and unable to work, suffering in silence or stressed out about judgment, announcement, a wake-up call, not expressing their true feelings about the Sovereign reverse, the dependency, maybe their own loss of money, power, and independence. In a death, an end, a transition, Dark Night of the Soul, and in the awakening here. Being present to the Knight of Cups, proposing marriage perhaps. The gift of hard work and burden, but without affection. The conflict of being exiled from the group, and the challenge being the emotional fulfillment of the family. The Four of Pentacles holding on, the Divine Masculine in his heart. A wake-up call that it's not working out. All the suffering and silence and the judgment going on. the arguing and not expressing true feelings at 250, which is the High Priestess, and again, that 10 of Cups of the so-called happy family or emotional fulfillment. And then the Queen of Pentacles going into the Sovereign reversed or dependency, or this could be a mother and daughter too, where the daughter's still dependent on her, transitioning through the portal together, through the dark night of the soul together, through the awakening process together. So it can be a mother and child actually as well, the Queen of Pentacles and the Sovereign. So that is the read for you. So let's pull some oracle cards and see how this wraps up. So we'll start with the Tarot of Dreams and see where this goes. It's 45, 14 to 15, which is the angel and the devil, and the 45 of the grieving process. And the angel and the devil on each shoulder, right? Which may cause the grieving process when you're not coherent with both parts of yourself or all parts of yourself. And then the wisdom of the tower, it's 12:16. The wisdom of seeing new perspectives when the tower comes in. Okay. Tower of Dreams. One more. All right, so what is our energy to take away from the reads that we've just gone through? What do we need to know? The Knight of Wands, and this is very fiery energy here. Knight of Wands is coming in to save the day. They're very passionate. Oh, I didn't realize there's cards sitting right next to me. I don't know if they were included in the shuffle or not. I'm going to shuffle again for you. But the Knight of Wands is coming in here, right? To the rescue. This is to sweep you off your feet as well. And then we have the Five of Cups here, which is that despair, that grief, right? So is this person coming in to rescue this person, or are they going away from those who are in victim mentality still? Or is this person who's found their power again? And there's Scorpio energy and Mars, which is really harsh energy, you know. It's very aggressive energy. So, yeah, there's like all these. I'm going to show you the cards that fell down next to me, because I don't know if they fell out. I didn't see any cards fall out. I think it fell out before when I was still shuffling. So we have the Four of Coins, right? That's that holding on, that stability energy. The Tower of the sudden event, which came up on the clock. The Faith of the Hierophant here, and the Ten of Pentacles, right? That dream family, along with the Sun exposing it all and having high energy, fun in the sun, and then the Eight of Coins, the work, the co-creation that goes into what you love to do. So we have there's 3 coin cards amongst the other major arcana. So it's very much about the earth energy, okay, because we have the stability of holding on and needing to let go, perhaps not clinging so much to the physical things in life. And there's Capricorn energy associated with this, and the Sun. And then here's there's Scorpio energy and Taurus energy, and then Leo energy here. About sudden events or an epiphany that comes up, perhaps in the masculine's heart, because that's that Four of Crystals energy. And then the Church, the societal norms of the faith, and the Hierophant, the change that's needed, and praying in these kind of sudden events for a happy ending, right? This is that heaven on earth. The Ten of Pentacles is the end of the Tarot, the ultimate family of abundance in the sun, having fun, doing the work that they love. So let me just shuffle one more time to see if that was the energy that needed to come up. Okay, these two come up this time. So again, more pentacles here. Now we have the Three of Coins, the co-creation card, and the Three of Wands, 2 threes. So there's definitely third-party situations there. Right? Obviously, with the twin flame community, there's always a third situation. We have the third flame, and there's always somebody in another relationship, which is why there are issues in the first place. And here's the Three of Wands, being very present in the moment, Do I really care if this ship is coming in or not? Or can I just be happy in the moment with what is? And this is co-creating from a place of what you really love to do. So again, Capricorn and Mars over here. And then we have Aries and the Sun. Again, a very aggressive energy there. It's like someone, it can be someone who's obsessed with their work as well. And then the next card coming out is the loving children here. You know, someone, do I really need this? Is that really what's making me happy, doing all this work? Or is this what is truly making me happy? And then we have Scorpio and the Sun here. You see how the feminine is looking at the masculine, but he's not looking at her. He's looking at what he wants to achieve. This is actually the Four of Cups, not the Six of Cups. Oh, no, it is the Six of Cups. I was reading it backwards. But she looks at him, and he looks to his future. So how does that need to change? Because if you're each balanced in your own masculine and feminine, you would both be looking at each other. The bottom of the deck comes out with the Fool. To be free to be you. With an open heart, taking a leap of faith. The Fool. And the Fool is Aries energy. With the, we have, is that Uranus? Yeah. So that Uranus is, you know, all about sudden events. Shocking events. On a large scale. So that's coming up with the Fool. And in this deck, it's the 0, which it is in most decks. But for me, it's the 22 from the numerology, from the book, The Divine Triangle. And we're going from the Queen of Swords, right? The noble person with tears running down her face. Because she's never been able to be her. This is the Three of Swords, actually. She looks like the Queen of Swords in the Three of Swords card, right? The heartbreak and separation. And then allowing herself to be freed from that. That's the underlying energy, right? So again, this energy comes up as, it's never wrong to love, but you can't control how somebody else responds to that love. To always be loved no matter what, right? When this person hasn't understood love yet, you have to allow them their journey. And here's the feminine still, you know, looking upon them with loving eyes. And here was the masculine, you know, looking upon his goals that he wanted to achieve. It's very interesting the way that came up today. So let's see what the Animal Spirit Guidebook says. It's 53:08, 12:24 on the clock, which is 24 is the Omega. So for me, it's like the end of karma on a community scale as opposed to a universal scale. And then again, the 12 of the Wisdom and the Hangman. And the 53 over here of the Messenger of Truth. All right, let's see what this deck says for us. What's our final closing card today? All right, well, 3 cards came up together. And then 2. All right, so the first 3 that came up are the Black Egg, the Firefly, and the Octopus. This is going to be, that's a very spiritual card, so we're going to have to read that one for sure. And then we have, this is the masculine energy of air, and here's the feminine energy of water. The Firefly is, it's like a premonition or a pre-warning, right? Because the egg isn't hatched yet, but the firefly is coming from the egg to deliver a message to the octopus. And the octopus is like the King of Swords. Okay? So you look at the octopus in his stare. Okay? He's got his hands into like 8 different things. And if he loses his focus, he feels like everything will fall apart. So it's like Tinkerbell. Like this firefly is like Tinkerbell coming to give them a message. Like a very soft little whisper in their ear so they don't get overwhelmed by it. Like before the egg hatches, before it's too late. Like little hints and little hints and little hints to help them awaken so they don't get overwhelmed all at once. And then we have these two came up together, who are obviously facing separate directions and very different energies, right? Very spiritual and very dark water, deep dark water, the shark and the unicorn. The unicorn is nothing but love, right? And beauty. And the shark is the, what people perceive as death, right? Two who don't belong together. Or these are very polarized energies that are too far. Like this is irreconcilable differences here. They just can't, there's no way they can come together. They're just still too far apart. Seeing like this one wants to go this way, this one wants to go this way. They're not working towards each other. And they're still so polarized. It's just irreconcilable differences is what's coming up with these two, as opposed to the other group, which is just about awakening oneself. The bottom of the deck is the turtle that's very slow. Okay, and here again we have the feminine energy of water. And again, yesterday he was coming up as, holding off the others. Like, no, I'm doing it on my own time the way I do it. This is me. If you don't like it, you can go away. And there's the hawk, which is also masculine air energy. So here the turtle is putting the hawk off, leave me alone. If you want to come up and grab me and eat me, that's up to you, but I got to do things on my own time. So you can't make me go any faster. I just am who I am. And so here we have the black egg. What does the black egg say? All right, the black egg. And it has this circle speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, no excuses or small talk, noise or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, and singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in. Books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? And when the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. So it's all about being authentic to yourself and speaking your truth no matter what. Like there's no excuse for not the truth. And the lies that, everyone with status has to tell. We all know that, politics is one big lie because they're groomed to not tell the truth. And the lies, the closed door policies is what causes all of the negative energies. So it's so important to speak your truth, even if it hurts another's feelings or if you don't think they'll like you anymore. This is why it's so important to to be in love with yourself so that you can stand on your own and be by yourself no matter what. To be your truth no matter what. That's more important than getting along with somebody else. Of course, you always want to do your truth with love and compassion. It doesn't mean that you hate other people. It means you're compassionate for them, even though they don't agree with you. That's okay. You can love them from another place. But that doesn't mean you have to hold negative feelings. And even if you do hold negative feelings, to forgive yourself and have compassion for yourself in that energy as well. So it's very much all about the truth right here. Okay? And here's the firefly, like very energized and so bright with the truth, but not wanting to overwhelm the octopus who's had to live his life a certain way. And he feels safe this way. And what happens if you take all his legs off? Right? That would be all overwhelming. It's like cutting his life supply off. But if you do it a little bit at a time, just like evolution, the evolution of the spirit, where you see how it's becoming colorful at the top, it's affecting his crown. It is getting in. You may not see it, but it's slowly seeping in and literally taking over who they are. So it doesn't always happen all at once, like that tower that came up. Because that can cause more damage than good. Because that can cause more wounding, right? If you're traumatized by something. And here's that, the truth shall set you free. But sometimes in transformation, it needs to come in slowly. The reprogramming of being your true self again. It's a very delicate process of ascension that we go through. That these energies, are very difficult for us to hold all at once, which is why it has to come in a little bit at a time. And again, don't try to fit with someone that doesn't fit with you. Right? This is the very spiritual. This is the very deep, dark, and deadly. It's like agreeing to disagree. It's okay to go your separate ways. You can still love each other and not be together because that other person doesn't resonate with you. You can still send love for the shark. They can't help that they're a shark. They eat the way they eat. That's the way they were built. So it's being the same way with everybody. They can't help the way they were built to exist in this life. So make sure to drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. Be good to yourselves, guys, and rise and be love. Bye. It was just 1, 2, 3, 4. Bye.